everyone, it's Lisa, and today I'm going to be doing the What's on My iPhone by Jenny. So I'm going to leave her video in the info box below and you can check out her video if you haven't seen it already. But I really love watching these What's on My iPhone tags because it not only gives you a little bit of insight about the individual by what apps they have on their phone, but you also learn about a lot of new and interesting apps that you may not have heard about before. I'm going to be showing you guys some features of the apps that I really like. So hopefully it'll be helpful to you and kind of give you an idea of if you want to download the app or not. Without further ado, I'm going to show you what's on my iPhone. The home screen and the lock screen I keep the same. The first screen I have all the apps that I use on pretty much a daily basis. The first row is just settings, photos, calendar, clock, camera. Those apps come with the iPhone. And then I have Instagram, and then the next folder I have is my photography folder, which I keep all my photo editing apps. This is probably what I'm going to focus on since that's probably what most people would be interested in. But the first app I have is a Chinese app. I'll put the name that you'll need to search for in the info box below, so you can type that in the App Store if you want it. But I really love this app. It's free. They have a lot of different filters, and they have a lot of different designs that you can add and overlays that you can add on your photo. So you can crop your photo, you can also choose from a bunch of different effects, add frames. But the downside of this app is that everything's in Chinese, so it's kind of hard to read. I mean, it is hard to read. I cannot read any of this, so you kind of have to play around and kind of get used to everything. But it helps that there's icons because then you can kind of guess what it does. And you can also create collages using this app, which is really helpful. And then there's, let me jump to PhotoWonder. I really like PhotoWonder. It's pretty much the English version of that Chinese app that I just showed you. And the one feature that I really like about this app is in the effects. If you go to Scene and you click Neon, this is the bokeh effect. And I really like this effect. You'll see that I use this on most of my photos. And this is also a free app. Other than that, it's pretty much the same as that Chinese app that I showed you. Let me go back and show you Line Camera. I really like Line Camera because they have a lot of great effects on this as well. The one feature that I really like about this app is that one of the effects, Party and also Lovely, is again the bokeh, which is like the lights effect or overlay. But the one thing I really like is that if you just keep clicking it, it kind of changes. It gives you different options. The light spots are on different parts of the picture depending on how many times you tap it. And same with the hearts. As you can see here, it's pretty much, you know, changing location on the picture each time. So I really like that about this the Line Camera app. And then what else do I have? So I have Over. This is the only paid app I have. I don't know. It was like an impulsive buy. It was only 99 cents, but basically what it does is that you can put text or insert text over your photo, and it's pretty cool because it's not, you have a few fonts to choose from, some really nice fonts actually in my opinion, and you can also change the tint or the tint of the photo, so how bright the background photo is. So if you want it to focus more on the font, then you can make sure the tint is lower, so then the contrast is lower and it kind of draws attention to the font more so than the photo itself. So I really like that. There is a free version of this called Overgram. The only downside of that is that it watermarks all of your photos that you save with Overgram on the bottom right corner. So that's why I bought Over. It's 99 cents, so I was like, why not? And then I have FrameMagic, which I use for collage photos. If you have a lot of different photos you want to combine onto one Instagram photo, this is a great app because it allows you to choose from a lot of different templates, and you can also alter the ratio of each photo. So sometimes you take a photo and it's more landscape than square, so you can kind of adjust each individual photo to fit how you want it. That's one thing I really like. And you can also adjust how thick you want the border to be, and if you want it rounded, and how rounded you want the border to be, which I find is really, really awesome. There's a lot of different options with this app. So far, the FrameMagic app is the best one I've found for creating collage photos and combining your photos together. And that's also a free app, so that's awesome. And then I have Snapseed, which I'm not going to go into, but there's a lot of different editing features in Snapseed. It used to be a paid app. It was free for a while, and that's when I got it. I'm not sure if it's still free, but it's a pretty good photo editing app, a lot of options and a lot of filters to choose from. And then I have Instabooth, which I only use for kind of like the mirror photos where it's like a reflection of yourself. That's the only time I ever use that app. And I found that with these combination of photo apps, I have a lot of options and it's not too overwhelming. I don't have to, you know, use 5 different apps to edit one photo to post on Instagram, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's that for my photo editing apps. And then the rest of the apps here, I'm just gonna quickly go over. I have reminders, which I use pretty frequently. YouTube, Facebook, of course. Waze is my navigation app for GPS. Pandora, Pinterest. I love Pinterest. So many cool DIY projects on Pinterest. If you haven't joined, I do encourage you to join. You'll be addicted to it. It took me a while to really get into it, but once I got onto Pinterest, I've been checking it all the time and pinning a bunch of cool ideas, and they also have a lot of fashion inspiration pins that you can go through. Then messages. And this app, the Echophon, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but this is my Twitter app. And I used to use the free Twitter app and I didn't really like it. I've also tried a lot of different apps. I loved Twitbird, but then it's been glitchy lately. The one thing I really like about this Twitter app is that you can see people's photos, a little thumbnail of when people post photos in their tweet. It's included on the side of the app, so you don't have to actually click on it. The only downside of this app is that there is a small ad at the top, but it personally doesn't bother me. Then I have my calculator. I have the Nike running app, which I really love. If you run a lot outside, it tracks your path and distance and time, and you can also play your music while you're running that app, so it's really useful. And then I have Evernote, which I use pretty routinely to keep track of all my blog ideas, my YouTube video ideas, and also my to-do list and a lot of other things. I use Evernote pretty routinely on both my phone and my laptop. And then I have Reddit on here, the Reddit app. For those of you who haven't heard of Reddit, it's pretty much user-generated links for news stories, funny links, funny pictures, a lot of discussions. There's a lot of subcategories that you can read. Reddit is just a very informative platform that you can go on to get a lot of answers to your questions. But anyway, I can go on and on about that. Let's move on. I have Passbook, where I only have my Starbucks card and my Sephora Beauty Insider card. And then the next screen over, I just have a bunch of folders where this one is shopping. I have Amazon, eBay, Etsy, and Sephora. And then my utilities, I have flashlight, a level, which even though I use it, my paintings and wall decor always ends up crooked anyway, because I totally suck at that stuff. And then I have speed tests. It basically tests how fast your internet is, or how fast your 3G, 4G, or LTE is. Don't use it too often, but sometimes I'm curious. And then I have AppsGoneGree, which I really love. It basically compiles a list of apps that used to be paid and turned free that day. So you can download it that day, and there's a lot of apps that become free on a daily basis, and they're only free for a few days. So this app is really good because it makes a list of some of the better apps that have gone free that day, and you can read through the description, and if you want to download it, it just brings you straight to the App Store and you can download it. And then I have games. I don't really play games too often. I mainly like puzzle games. There's Flow free, Gems free. I was obsessed with this game for so long, but really haven't had time to play it recently. And then I have DoodleJump, which is pretty fun. Draw free, which I don't play with that much anymore. And then I have Whiteboard and Matches, which is like a memory game, and that's really more for my niece. She likes to play that, and Angry Birds. Brain Trainer is kind of a puzzle game. It's by Luminosity, I believe. And then Interlocked, which is another puzzle game. And then I have Dining, which I don't have too much, my Starbucks, and then Yelp. And Finance is just some of my bank and credit card, PayPal apps that I use to check my balances. And then Resources, I just have some random things. There's some pharmacy apps that I use, and then there's TED Talks, which has a lot of informative videos to watch. There's iBooks, where there's a bunch of free books you can download and read on your phone or your iPad. And then there's iTunes U, which I really, really like. It's basically a compilation of a lot of different courses that you can take online, and they have courses from like Stanford and Harvard, Yale, and you can download the syllabus, take exams, listen to lectures, watch videos. I think it's just awesome. There's just endless information that you can learn. They have different subjects like finance, science, medical, philosophy, psychology. I think it's just great because it's free. It's like free education. And you know, nowadays in this technology, in this age, technology is so advanced, and you really have everything at your fingertips. I think we're really, really privileged to have that. But yeah, iTunes U is definitely an app that I really love. And then I think that's it. What else? And the App Store, and then I just have a folder for the apps that I don't use. So yeah, that's it for what's on my iPhone. Hope this was somewhat helpful, and please feel free to leave any app suggestions in the comments below. Definitely check them out, and I'd love to learn about new apps. That's it, so see you in the next video.